Good evening and welcome back to our virtual Dominion Energy Jazz Cafe. New faces on the program here tonight with a blend of blues, jazz, you might get a little gospel. I think BJ described it as a good old-fashioned roux of music. We welcome the Roger Carroll Quartet.
Thank you. That was Dexter Gordon's McSpliffins. I know why I've waited. I know why I've been so blue. I've been waiting each and every night for someone exactly like you. Why should I spend all my money on a show or two when no one plays those love things exactly like you? You make me understand these crazy dreams I've been dreaming. Honey, you make me understand these little schemes I've been scheming, dreams I've been dreaming. And now I know why my mama, she wanted me to be true, 'cause she wished me for someone that is exactly like you. That's Anthony Dowd. Sulser on the bass. a show or two when no one plays those love scenes exactly like you. You make me feel so grand. I want to give this world to you. You make me understand these crazy little dreams I've been dreaming and schemes I've been scheming. And now I know why my mama wanted me to be true. 'Cause she wished me for someone. I said she wished me for someone. She wished me for someone that is exactly like you. Thank you very much. I took a trip on a train, thought about you. We passed a shadowy lane, and I thought about you. There were 2 or 3 cars walked under the stars, a winding stream. Oh, that moon shining down on some little town, and with each beam, that same old dream. With every stop that we made, I thought about you. But when we pulled down the shade, then I really felt blue. Yes, I beat through the crack and I looked down that track, the one leading home to you. And what did I do? I thought about you. a train, thought about you. We passed a shadowy lane, and I thought about you. There were 2, 3 cars walked under the stars, winding stream. Oh, that moon shining down on some little town, and with each beat that same old dream. And every stop that we made, I thought about you. But when we pulled down the shade, I then really felt blue. Yes, I beat through the crack and looked down that track, the one leading home to you. And what did I do? I said, what did I do? What did it do? Darling, I thought about you.
Roger Carroll Quartet. Ain't that jazz? Ain't this jazz here tonight? Thank you so much, gentlemen. And welcome back to the stage, Mr. Keys over here. My pleasure. 49 years ago, was it? Yes, sir. Well, welcome back. You are home. Roger, I said off top of this episode that we don't know each other. Would you have a seat and tell me something about yourself? Certainly. Right over here. Well, Roger, thank you so much for that first set of music. I'm really enjoying the night's concert.
Thank you very much for having us.
Absolutely. Before we get into our conversation, would you take just a moment to tell the folks at home a little bit about yourself in your own words?
Well, I grew up here in Richmond in Hanover County. Actually, my first band teacher was Dave Hargett, who just passed away, a wonderful drummer and vibraphonist. And,
Sure.
He was at Lee Davis for years. I started playing in the 6th grade, like the beginning of the 7th grade, between 6 and 7, because I found out I could miss 2 classes a week and not get in trouble. Honestly, that's why I started playing the saxophone. I was like, what? I can skip class? But the contingency was you had to keep your grades up. And
yeah.
Actually, when I started playing my music, it gave me a focus. And I was a C or D student, passed my exams, and they passed me along. But once I took up music, all my grades went up, and it just gave me a focus, which is, why I think music education is so important, because everyone thinks differently, and it really changed my whole attitude about everything.
Absolutely. I mean, I say all the time with these cameras on and someone in this chair next to me that a great educator makes all the difference.
Oh, it really does.
All the difference in the world. So before you pick up music, 6th, 7th grade, what did you think you might be getting into as an adult?
I was fascinated with tractor-trailer trucks.
Oh, okay.
And we used to build model trucks and fishing, I mean, everything a little boy, was into. But, yeah,
Sounds like fun. A lot of runarounds and skin knees.
Yeah, but I always liked music, because and the reason I played saxophone was before the beginning of 7th grade, we used to stay up on Friday nights and watch Don Kirshner's rock concert. And the Average White Band was really popular then, and I fell in love with that. So they asked me, all right, what do you want to play? I said, that thing looks like a goose. I didn't even know what it was called. So, as long as I can miss my 2 classes a week.
The thing that looks like a goose. It sounds like it too a little bit.
And yeah, it does. Yeah. But I was a tall kid, so I actually started on tenor. Most people start on alto, but actually I started on tenor. So.
Yeah, I started on alto.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Baritone. When I first started playing jazz, baritone sax is what they put in my hand, and that was quite a feat.
Yeah, I played in high school jazz band. I think 1 year I played it. And I was like, I'm not taking this thing around. It is fun though. It's a beautiful instrument.
It is. I learned a lot then too.
Yeah. As
you developed as a musician after the 6th grade, what were your experiences like learning how to hone the craft?
Oh wow. Lots of practice, lots of mentors and listening. I remember at the time, the Henrico Library System had an incredible jazz collection. And I lived near the Fairfield one on Laburnum Avenue.
Okay.
So I'd get my dad and my mom take me over there and check out records. And back then you could access records at other Henrico libraries, find out where was what, and they'd send us over there. So I would just check out records, like all kinds of stuff, Mingus. I really took a liking to more the avant-garde jazz when I was young, like Mingus, the whole AACM in Chicago, the art ensemble and all that. But I would take the records home and record. I had a little record, so I put them on cassettes. I think I still have my cassettes somewhere of all these
I've
things
got my
I recorded in
cassettes,
high
yeah.
school. You know, but that's pretty much how I learned. You know, was just trying to imitate the people I liked, and then, you know.
Did you study in college?
I did. I went to VCU, starting in part-time in beginning of '82. Actually, after high school, I was involved with foreign exchange students, you know, in town. So when I finished high school, actually, I went to Europe and backpacked around for a few months, and I didn't really start college right after high school. I took a semester off.
Right.
Started VCU part-time in January. Then I auditioned for the music program and started, you know, a year after high school. And that was I was right time and right place, you know. Doug Richards was there a couple years before I started.
You know, VCU.
The Pillars. You know,
Yes, for sure. VCU's turned out some great musicians. A lot of them have been on this stage, and a lot of those educators have been on this stage as well. You are in good company, sir.
Yeah, I feel privileged. So,
well, we're privileged to hear you, and I'll tell you again, I'll embarrass you a little bit. I love this shirt. If I could, I'd take it off your back and go home with it.
Thank you.
That's sharp. Looks like a jazz man. Tell me something about this instrument you're playing tonight.
That actually is a Selmer Mark VI, which is, you know, sought after horn. I think that one was probably right around 1967.
Wow.
And when I went to VCU, I was playing alto because I had a nice alto, and I'd been playing for a couple of years. And I think my first year been at VCU about a year, and this other sax player at VCU went to Fort Lee to an Army auction.
Okay.
And bought 2 of those. And after another year, I talked him out of selling me one of them. So it was bought brand new by the U.S. Army. But it was like, you know, at this point, it's like my right arm, you know. So it's like,
It sounds like it.
Yeah, thank you.
Sounds like you can't go anywhere without it.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. Now, these guys you're playing with tonight, how often do you get together?
Well, you know, after this last year, it's different. But before COVID, Anthony, the piano player, and I, we had a Tuesday duo gig, Sunday brunch gig we'd done for years, you know, as a duo. Then every Thursday, the quartet would play. So at least 3 nights a week, you know, I play with Anthony. And then we'd always picked up a lot of private stuff on the weekends. And stuff.
I ask because I shoot a show at least once a week, and it's not often that the musicians come and they're ready to go immediately. It seems very clear to me that you know each other well, that you can pick up on what you're going to do next, almost like you're communicating telepathically.
Well, you know, in jazz, you know, of course I've read a lot of biographies, and there's always been like guys who play with everybody, and then other guys who kind of stuck with it. And I'm that guy who has this. I love the familiar, you know, to be familiar with that guy. And there's definitely some magic that happens after years. You know, some of the songs we play for 30 years, and one night something might happen that never happened in that song before. It might have a whole different feel. So it's just fun because you trust each other. And you know.
Trust, and I think that's coming through to my ear at least. Very comfortable with what each other are doing musically. I
think these guys are used to it. Every now and then I'll have somebody sit in, the other guys will tell him, just hang on. I never work with a set list. Tonight's probably the most I tried to tell songs about with Big Short, and I still veered from it. So, and I'll never turn around and tell you what we're playing. I'll just start, you know. One of my heroes, Sonny Rollins, is famous for that. He'll just start playing in the bed. Oh, here we are, you know. So,
and you did that a lot. I mean, just like the song would end, and I expect a little air, and then right into the next one. Man, these guys must trust you.
Yeah, it's just, they're used to it, and it's what we used to, it's our way of operating, I guess.
When, Roger, did you begin to sing?
I sing in high school. We had a wonderful, my biggest musical influence was our chorus director at the time. And I sing in a 20-piece madrigal group. They sing like, you know, true magical music. We sung in cathedrals in Boston and New York. I mean, it was an incredible experience. But pretty much after high school, when I went to VCU, it was all about the jazz and the instrument. I didn't really sing. Then after college, I went on the road, got off the road, started playing around town with a singer I had known from a society band when I was at VCU. And all of a sudden he went away and we had all these gigs. And I was like, okay, well, it's sink or swim. So I just immersed myself in listening to the jazz singers. So I was about 30 years old. Maybe.
Really?
29, 30 before I started like actually singing some jazz. You know?
I mean, I told you earlier, I knew you were going to sing tonight. Boy, was I shocked first when you opened your mouth and keep that first note, the richness, the rawness to your voice.
Yeah.
And those of you at home, this man's filling the room with a voice tonight, microphone or none. I mean, it's quite an instrument you've got in there.
Thank you. And I got in trouble for having a loud mouth when I was a kid. I remember a teacher telling Mom one night at a meeting, they'll be in the bathroom and there'll fight starting. The only person I can hear is his voice. I never got by with anything.
Got your own self in trouble.
Well, it actually works out a lot of times because I'll get booked in a room that's small. And when most singers will bring a PA, I don't. You know, I love when I can sing without a mic and fill the room up. It's something to be, and it's the same way with playing too. You can play, especially with jazz, it's meant to be acoustic, you know. And
feels like magic, doesn't it?
Room, you know?
It feels when I sing, no microphone, just in a room, it feels like magic coming out.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not magical, of course, but boy, it's a feeling. If you have never sung somebody at home, try it. There's not a drug like it. Tell me about what are the plans for this group? I mean, you couldn't have played a lot in the middle of a pandemic that we're still in. What are the plans for this group? Do you plan to perform more, get back to your regular gigs?
We've been trying some places, and it's tough. It's tough to get in a smaller room. A lot of my fans are older, so they're really hesitant to come out.
Yeah.
In the spring, we did a porch concert. It was fantastic. So I mean, we're just trying to rethink what we want to do, and now I'm back in some small clubs. With things going the way they are, I'm kind of ready to pull back out.
Yes.
You know? But there's nothing regular right now. The things are slowly opening up. So I was writing a lot last year, playing piano every day. I got really decent on the piano, so I just try to do things I always complained about not having enough time to do, you know. And so I think this year I would love to get some of my originals recorded and kind of focus in that direction and regroup, you know, the way I think about performance, you know.
That helps bring me to something I want to learn about. I'm always delighted to meet another composer. As a composer yourself, what is the process like for you, or what are you trying to capture on that page?
Well, it's funny because it comes in different ways. Like the last piece we did tonight, I was listening to Sun Ra all day.
Oh boy! Oh my God!
Love in Outer Space.
Uh-huh.
And I just started playing, and the melody is shaped similar to that. It's really different, but I just started playing, and that was the first time. You know, I'll hear melodies, I think, first mostly. You know, right. And with that song, that was the first time that I'll hear a melody and I'll sit down and harmonize at the piano. I actually harmonized that. I wrote the whole thing on the saxophone. You know, you only play one at a time, but I was hearing the harmonies, and it was really inside. So that was a process of writing I'd never experienced. So I don't think there's one certain way, you know.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
Yeah, I've written a couple blues, and that tends to have its own set of rules, you know. So. You know,
do you ever perform at the piano?
I have. I'm still, you know, actually I was telling you on Drummer Tonight, I've almost got a night's worth of where I could sit down and accompany myself. But, yeah, so I like that. I would not want to do a jazz gig. I'm a self-taught piano player, so I don't have a lot of chops, but I can get by with comping chords and singing and a little bit of style, you know.
Sound like me, I tell folks.
But I know Anthony is a fantastic jazz pianist, and I could never claim to be anything like that. You know?
I tell folks I don't play the piano, but I know how music works. Yeah. I know how this instrument works, so I can fool you all night long into thinking I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Once again, the course director I had in high school had a wonderful music theory program, which was rare in high school. So by the time I had the basics of music theory down, matter of fact, when I went to VCU, they let me skip the whole first semester of that because they knew I knew it. So I passed out of it. So I was lucky early on, and that's when I started the piano, and because you're learning scales and harmonies and stuff. So that's when I taught myself how to get by on the piano.
That's an incredible experience. I didn't have any music theory when I was in high school. In fact, I remember distinctly my mother telling me, you need to study music theory. And here I was, 16, 17-year-old knucklehead, thought I was already fabulous. What do I need with music theory? And I got to college, and boy, did they put me through it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that thing is tough.
Yeah, I felt very fortunate to in high school it's rare, like you said, to have a theory program. But just to have some of the, between the chorus and Dave Harger being my band teacher, and, Bogart's back room was on Lombardy, and Dave Harger was playing vibraphones with Russell Wilson trio.
Okay, yeah.
And we were 16 and just had our driver's license. And back then you could drink beer at 18. So
Okay.
we drove up to Georgetown and got fake IDs. so we went to Bogart's back room one Friday night. We're sitting over there, thought we was just cool as could be, Sitting there having beer. A tiny little back room. I don't know if you probably
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's before your time. but it was truly like a really cool jazz, like back speakeasy jazz room. It was tiny. But I remember sitting there and Mr. Hargett was up there playing the vibraphone. Looks like it goes like this. He just starts laughing. But it was wonderful, just to have a teacher like that who was a friend too, and he would bring his albums to school and go ahead with it, So as well as the library, I had Dave Hoggett's collection, taking home and putting on cassettes.
A great educator, I'm telling you. Even if it's not a lesson they're teaching, there's something magical and special about it.
It really is,
that
and and it goes beyond just music.
Yes.
I mean, music is a concept and a discipline and a theory that carries into all aspects of your life. And a great teacher really doesn't try to teach you anything. They try to motivate you to learn for yourself. And because that's only the truly way you can learn anything. So a great teacher's a motivator.
Open the door and show you how to find it, but
they give you your tools you need, and send
let you
on
have your
way.
adventure. That's what I think about it.
Exactly.
I have to have my adventure.
Exactly.
I've got one more question, and then we've got to get more music out of you, if you don't mind, sir.
Certainly.
I have spoken to composers before, and you and I have spoken about composition a little bit tonight, but I haven't asked any composers because they haven't talked about choral music until tonight. As a composer myself, my background in choirs heavily influences what I write or how I hear it or what I'm about to put on the page. Do you find the same?
Definitely. I mean, I still love listening to Renaissance, chorus
God,
music.
yes.
And even, I mean, all music. I've listened to a lot of world music. I mean, Duke Ellington was a huge influence, mostly because of Doug Richards, it set me down that path. But Duke he traveled the world with big ears. He listened everywhere he went and absorbed their music. And, it's important. I mean, I was listening to Oliver Messiaen today, songs that he'd written based on bird calls, like Luigi Dallapiccola, the 12 tones. I mean, some of his, I don't know how anybody sings that stuff, but it's beautiful,
You work on it.
I know, you really do. You don't just sight read that stuff.
No, that's rehearsal.
But Dallapiccola has, I think, he has this Christmas carols that are they're so dark. It's sort of for real. It's incredible.
All of my favorite composers wrote for the chorus. All of them. And I can't. I don't feel bad about that at all.
No, you should.
I love it.
Well, being a sax, but the sax is I think of it as a voice. I mean, the tenor is it's close to my voice. It's low, lower and stuff. So.
Low and warm. You mentioned Duke. My uncle played with Duke.
Oh, did he?
For some time. He's passed now. They both passed, of course, but I got to hear some good stories about that.
Oh, I bet.
Well, Roger, I've enjoyed our chat. We've got a set number 2. If you're ready to play it, we're ready to hear it.
We're ready.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was Mr. Aaron Binder on the drums. And on the bass, Mr. Brian Sulser. And back on the piano, that's Mr. Anthony Dowd, and I'm Roger Carroll.
Now give me a woman so fine and good. I treat her right like a good man should, 'cause I know how to do it. Yes, I know how to do it. And I'm gonna keep on doing it just as long as it needs to be done. Now give me a woman with that long curly hair. I'll take her home and I'll get my share, 'cause I know how to do it. Yes, I know how to do it. And I'm gonna keep on doing it just as long as it needs to be done. that's so prim and proper. I'll make her scream and shout and call me Papa, 'cause I know how to do it. Yes, and I'm gonna keep on doing it just as long as it needs to be done. composition is called Waltz for Sharon. What a day this has been. What a rare mood I'm in. It's almost like being in love. There's a smile on my face for that whole human race. It's almost like being in love. And all of the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from the way that I feel when that bill starts to peel, I would swear I was falling. I could swear I was falling. Why, it's almost like being in all of the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from the way that I feel when that bill starts to peel, I would swear I was falling. I could swear I was falling. Why, it's almost like being in love. All of the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I would swear I was falling. I could swear I was falling. Why, it's almost like being in love. That was a composition called Almost Like Being in Love.
And that, folks, is what they call music. Roger Carroll Quartet. It really has been a joy and a delight to hear you and to watch you play this instrument right here. Inspires me to want to pick my horn back up, but I'm gonna leave that to you. I think, I think, Roger, I don't think anyone wants to hear me play a horn anymore. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for this evening of jazz. B.J. Brown, we've done it one more time, and we're gonna do it again. Thank you. Dominion Energy, it doesn't happen without you all. Remember Tommy Productions, holding these cameras. One day maybe you guys will get to see what they look like too, but it's not gonna be tonight, I don't think. Chris up there in that booth, thank you, sir, for the mixing. And those of you at home, you know what's coming. Thank you all for loving with us. Thank you for listening to us. And thank you for learning from us. In Richmond, Virginia, at the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts from the Leslie Cheek Theater stage, this has been yet another edition of our virtual Dominion Energy Jazz Cafe. I'm Robert Fennard. Good night.